Hey, Rubber Day was here. Been a while. I know. Kind of a little bit of a time off. I was gonna make a video the other day. And I decided not to do it because yesterday, boys had basketball game. 3/4 of 20 minutes. Did pretty well. Um, but yeah, I was gonna do yesterday, but then I was like, um, I got to get some sleep because the game's going to be at like 7. I had to go to bed early. But then that was kind of squashed because my landlord had to come over and do some measurements and stuff. So I stayed up a little bit later and still didn't get a lot of sleep. So I'm pretty tired today. Um, Dad's been in and out of the hospital still for one thing or another. Uh, Working on stuff um, to help them, whenever I can. It's super hard as they live, 2 hours away. Um, it's not like I can just, hop over there in 5 minutes and do the things and help them as much as they need it or I want to help. Um, so pretty much I'm uh, doing whatever I can on my days off, if I can. If not, uh, I'll wait. I know I have to take my dad to a doctor's appointment later this month. But gas is pretty expensive. I mean, it's costing me like just for this vehicle, not including the newly acquired Beast. I think it was like $86. So, and that one costed me 105, and that was like 4 days ago, something like that. So, uh, it's gonna cut deep in my pockets, especially with those weeks that I wasn't working. I think I lost. Well, I mean, I was working, but not full hours. I think I lost like $2,000 working that schedule. Did not help bill wise, for the rest of the year. So, of course, a lot of things that I wanted to do or have planned is going to be pushed back. But I do have quite a few things that I am going to be doing. One of them is I have 2 computer issues. One of them is my motherboard on my main computer. It's been giving me issues, and I knew it had issues when I first bought it off eBay. But I got it for like, I think it was like 50 or $60, and it was a gaming board, and they were pretty expensive, especially at that time. I think the board normally cost about $250, $260, something like that. So I'm glad I got it for that price. But for the issues that I have, sometimes it gets pretty old. Quite a few things that go on randomly. Sometimes it has to do with power outage or something, or just when I'm restarting, there might be like an error check on the motherboard. I'm glad I have like error codes on the board itself, so it kind of really helps. But looking up that information, the errors, they're pretty random, and I can't fix them, so I just deal with it. But yeah, I have a motherboard. I did buy a used one, but this one is good, and I do have a year or 2 warranty on it. But I'm gonna swap that out. Got a new PC case too, and this is actually a full size. So I'm coming from a mid size to a full size. This is gonna be pretty cool. I got it mainly because the hard drive space. I think it gives me like 10 drive bays for 3.5 inch drives. I have, well, one or two. I have one or two SSDs, and then I have M.2 drive that's going to go on the motherboard, because I think I have two two slots on the motherboard, so that's going to really help. One of them is going to be the operating system, and the other one is going to be just quick storage. I do want to start maybe allocating a lot of my memory over to like SSDs, and hopefully later on, not right now because it's still expensive, but you get higher amount of space, so that way I could move all my hard drives over and possibly give those hard disks to my kids, because I know that they don't have a lot of space, and I mean they don't randomly download a whole bunch of games all the time, but games are pretty big file sizes nowadays. So I mean, even just a regular game, what, 50, 60 gigs, and that's just one game. So if you have 10 games, that's 6 terabytes. That's quite a bit. So, well, it's not 6 terabytes, 600 gigs. What am I thinking? But it still adds up, and I don't think I really go through and tell my kids, hey, do this, and this every so often. But they know, they know once they get that error, that message pop up that says, you're running out of space. You might want to get rid of stuff. So they do that. But since I want to be able to do a little bit more video editing, because I do have other things I want to do besides the PC case, because the other issue I have is I had a just like an old school computer that that would just sit and just basically run internet and not much else application wise, but I've been using it for BlueStacks, so I can run Android apps on it. Well, I left to go on the basketball trip, came back, and that went kaput. It burned up. The power supply is no good. Even the cord itself was no good. It was fried. So I have one or two options. I either purchase another computer. I think they're like $80 to $100. Not really expensive. Or I could just gut that out. Hopefully, if the motherboard and everything else is still great, and put it into the case that I'm leaving. Pretty much, it would pretty much help being able to put more storage in that one too, and maybe I can use it as a NAS storage, because I do have another 8 terabytes of external storage that I've had. I've picked up it looks like an old Xbox One hard drive, and I got it for like $60, but I never used it. It was just sitting collecting dust. So when all this stuff happened, I have another project. My son's computer randomly just stopped booting. I tried to replace the hard drive, didn't work, so I think the processor might be bad, or might have to replace the memory. I'm not 100% sure, so that's another project. And I want to be able to get all that stuff, recorded, edited, and maybe do something with it, hopefully. So that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to? Let me know.